Hey guys, and welcome to another video on the channel. I know I haven't uploaded in a while. It's been a month or so since we did a draft video. Um, I'm not too sure, man. Like at the start of this year, there's not much good plays in draft. Most of the cards that are in draft are pretty much gold cards. I mean, there are ones to watches, there are heroes, probably icons. Who knows? But I don't think there will be any draft coming soon unless we get like a first promo and we try to hit one of those new cards. But today's video is going to be very special. I think I did one of these last year for FIFA 21. I'm going to be looking at the best cheap alternative team for each individual league in the top 5 league, right? Premier League, La Liga, Serie A, Bundesliga, and Liga. We'll be starting off with the Premier League. And pretty much why we are going with it first, because I think the Premier League is the most used league by any player or by most of the FIFA community. Premier League is pretty much the most used. So yeah, without any further ado, let's get into it. Starting off in goal though, we have got the man, the myth, the sweatback himself, Nick Pope. For me personally, goalkeepers just doesn't matter, right? You can have someone as expensive as probably Donnarumma and he'll probably perform as well as Pope, right? Of course, the objective of this squad or of these squads is to try to hit less than probably 100k, maybe even lesser, right? And I think Pope is probably about 1k or something on the market, maybe 2-3k, but he's cheap, right? He should be very cheap. And those stats for me is just what you need for a starter goalie. He's tall, he plays very well in game, and he saves shots, right? How I don't really use him in my team anymore. He used to be in my team, but he doesn't because since I've had Hugo Lloris, he's been a better goalie. We'll give a couple of honorable mentions throughout the way. Of course, Hugo Lloris, he is by far the best goalie I've used, but he's about at least 15k on the market. I don't really think you should be spending that much coins unless you pack them on a goalkeeper. Edward Mendy is a good shout as well. Because you know what, he's alright, and maybe that's that, right? You don't really need to go and buy like a Lloris, Alisson, Edison. I'm telling you, a Pope, a Mendy kind of player would do very well. But if you do pack like a Edison, Alisson, I would suggest you use them instead, because of course they're higher and they have probably better stats. But these goalies are still very well in game. In at right back, we have got Emerson Royale. At right back, looking at this card, I think that the pace is very nice. And that's pretty much all you need for a fullback, right? Pace. He does have quite low defending, dribbling probably even, and quite low physicality. But I think that at the start, you don't have to go and buy yourself a Trent Walker, who is very expensive, of course, a Wan-Bissaka, or someone like that. I want to give a huge shout out to VJ as well. He was close to getting in, but I think Emerson edges up because of that pace in game, and I probably think he feels very good in game. I've played against him a couple of times, and I'm telling you, he's a nightmare to play against. Our two centre backs, we have got our Christian Romero and Darwinson Sanchez. We're building like a Spurs team here. Christian Romero, I think that the defending and physicality are very good, and that's what you need for one of the centre backs. He's also alright in pace. I think that pace, those stats, those pace stats, like are decent. You don't need the 80 plus pace player like Varane and all, who are very expensive. But all you need is someone with low 80s and high 70s in pace, like a Romero, who will do very well for you. Sanchez is by far one of the best centre backs I've used so far in terms of the Premier League centre back. Of course, there will be more from other leagues to come. I really like that card. I think that also similar to Romero, that pace is alright. I mean, the sprint speed is nice, acceleration is low, but defending physicals are alright too at the start of the game. He's got quite high strength and aggression as well. I just think that card overall is very nice. Decent shot passing, composure, and reactions. That card for me is just very nice for probably a 1 or 2k as well, so that's very nice. Honorable mention for center backs, of course, apart from the expensive players, Joe Gomez is about 15k or so. And again, that you don't really want to be spending that much coins on him. Then you've got the likes of Konsa, who is alright, and probably the Nathan Ake, who's alright as well. But I think that Sanchez and Romero are like the perfect duo there. In the left back, we've got luckily not a Spurs player, in fact, a rival of Spurs, Arsenal, and that's Kieran Tierney. Again, once again, the pace is pretty much very important at left back, and he's got 86 stamina, which is nice, can last you to a longer time in the game, then you don't worry that he gets burned out easily. Strength is a bit weak slash low, alright aggression as well. He's got a good cross on him, and I think this card is very nice, 3 star, 3 star. In terms of left back in the league, there's not much that's alright. There's Reguilon and of course Luke Shaw, Ben Chilwell, but there just isn't much. And I think Tierney is pretty much the one for you. And then in the right mid, there is quite a few options. But I think Leon Bailey, especially with the 93 pace, 4 star, 4 star this time around. Now of course in the Prem with Aston Villa. You look at the stats, pace and dribbling are very very nice. Passing, a bit underwhelming, and the shooting can do a job basically. This kind of card I will probably play at camp in game. In the 4-1-2-2 because I think the best formation is pretty much the 4-1-2-2. Of course, this formation is set up as a 4-4-2. You can work around the custom tactics and all, play it with yourself. Leon Bailey is by far, I think, probably the best, probably because of the pace, but also quite a good shot and dribbling on him to be fair. Alright stamina as well. Of course, there's a whole bunch of options. I mean, we're not going to talk about Salah, Mahrez, and those kind of players. But you're looking at Ismail Issa, of course, as an inform. His normal card is pretty sweaty too. Lucas Moura and Nicola Pepe and are the other shouts as well. So Leon Bailey for me edges out of them. I have used Lucas Moura and Ismail Issa, and I'm telling you they don't feel right? Of course, Gabriel Jesus' inform could be there, but he's actually quite expensive. He'll surpass the mark way too much. So for me, Leon Bailey at the right hand side. In the midfield, I've got a pacey beast for midfield. He has pretty much been the quick centre midfield for the past few years. And that's the Ox himself. I think that for a base card is very nice, right? I think that the pace for centre mid, you don't normally see a centre mid being 80 plus pace, gold card at least, not like in September the next year and they get like a 97 with a special card or something with like 80 pace. But you look at the stats, like very high balance, overall dribbling very nice, shooting could do a job, low finishing, low volleys, low penalties. But you look at long shot, shot power, and probably attacking positioning as alright. Got a good shot pass on him, alright. Ball control and dribbling very nice. Defensively, you could give him like a anchor probably if you're all the pace, or even a shadow if you're looking to play more of a box to box, and you can get yourself a very very nice centre mid. Physicality wise, jumping strength not the greatest, but alright stamina that can last you also for probably up to the 70th minute at least in game. 4 star 4 star as well. I think personally this card is good. The injury prone trait is there, but I think this card is very nice. Nextly, it's a bit of an interesting one, and that's Rodrigo from Leeds. You'll be like, are you weird for playing someone like Rodrigo centre back? Of course, this is only there at the moment, but of course in game you can play differently. I also wouldn't recommend playing Rodrigo centre back. I think I would definitely switch it up. But this card is just very good. 4 star skills, that pace is insane. Really, really, really good. Right? He's like Romero in defending with alright shooting as well, alright dribbling as well. And passing is a bit low, but alright. You don't really need someone to pass if you are looking to play at cam or striker. I don't think the passing really matters too much for a cam or striker. Up to you of course. And this card I just think is very good. I think that for such a card, if you're going to play striker, all you need is that pace. Maybe even at shooting if you want to look for him to score. But I think 78 shooting, 78 finishing, 82 shot power is good enough for the first few weeks of the game. So I think this card is very good. On the left, we've got a player who's very interesting, mainly there for the pace and dribbling, and that's Daniel Pollens of Wolves. That pace and that dribbling is just insane. 90 pace, 94 acceleration, and 93 balance, right? Even like 92 agility, 86 dribbling is insane. Of course, you look to upgrade on him, right? Surely, in from Foden, St. Max, which was an option, but I'm not so sure how much he is at the moment, probably like 20k, probably. It's a good option. Of course, you hope the upgrade ASAP, right? That card just doesn't cut it for me. That finishing is poor, shooting is poor, passing is poor, physicality is poor. I think that the card probably will get subbed off at halftime, right? I think that pace and that dribbling is the only reason why I open him or get him. But of course, he should be quite cheap. I don't think he should be expensive at all because of those poor shooting, passing, and the physicality. And then two strikers is a nightmare to work. Firstly, the guy that I can't seem to stop in career mode or ultimate team, Anthony Martial. I think that he's got a lot to prove in real life, of course. But in the game, he's very, very good, right? The passing, dribbling, shooting is just out of the world, I think. In game anyways, he feels so good. He feels like that kind of player that you can't get the ball off. If you can, it's a foul. That kind of way, right? I mean, the pace is very, very good. You don't really need like a 90 plus pace to be fair. I mean, you could, right? But I don't think you need so. I think that the dribbling is very good. He is 6 foot tall, but I don't think that really matters. In fact, that might be helpful for corners and free kicks when you're seeing the ball in. He has a finesse shot and flair trait. This card for me is just one of the best starter cards. He's about 2.5 to 3k at the time of recording. Who knows how much his price is. And that's the player that I've got whom I was so shocked when I packed him and realized he was so cheap. Richarlison, right? I know he's not the quickest, right? He doesn't have the best passing. Like, he's got alright dribbling, physicality, pace card. This card is alright, right? He's not very, very good. But you would expect him to be at least probably like 10k, 15k probably. But no, he's probably about 2k on the market. Like, with 5-star weak foot, 4-star skill moves, you know, he will feel very good in game. If you're a skiller, he's perfect for you. Actually, not really, but he does have 4-star skill moves. 5-star weak foot though, he can show up either foot. And I think this card, for that cheap he is probably good. Very, very good as an option. I haven't really been giving much, like, have I? I have, yeah. Honorable mentions. Probably for strikers, you are looking at Antonio, Oli Watkins, Patson Daka. These players who have quite a bit of pace as well, but not the best, you know, in finishing, right? When we try to get into those positions, he's pretty much guaranteed to score. If he's on a 1-on-1, if he's, you know, just needs to fire it in, I think he can do the job. But would someone like Patson Daka guarantee a goal? Definitely, pretty much those kind of circumstances, I'm not so sure anything will happen. But of course, you'll be looking at the Aubameyangs, and all sorts of players like that. Or you can even play for Jude up front in game if you want to, as well. So yeah, that is my cheap starter squad, I guess. In Ultimate Team. Once again, the tip for goalkeepers, don't spend too much. Defense, I think that the fullback just need pace. Center back, it's not all about the pace, but you need to get someone who has probably low 80, high 70 pace. You can't. I said it's not all about the pace, but do not go and get Connor Cody and Tompkins at the back. You concede like 5 goals. For the wingers, of course, the pace as well. I think that you need the pace on the wing. In the midfield, I don't really think you need the pace. I just think that you need players who can do the job. And up front, I think that you need the players who can pretty much run and score goals when they're in that position and they have to score as well. So yeah, that's going to be the end of today's video. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Hit the like button if you guys did. Subscribe to the channel if you guys aren't already. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!